Let me get it started. Good evening, everyone. My name is Nina Moore, and I am super duper excited to be here with you all. I am your host and presenter for this evening, but you're going to have you're going to see it live, a live demonstration done for you this evening from with our stability patch, which is the Liberty patch, is the foundational patch that we have here. I want to welcome you here, and many people know me as the Wellness Queen, but tonight I'm not just here as your presenter. I am here as one of the visionaries of a movement that's going to shift the way the world thinks about wellness and wealth. And so I want to thank you all for being here this evening, whether you're a guest or whether you're a brand ambassador or you're just patch curious. If you're patch curious, just go ahead and let us know in the comments that you're just curious to be here. You want to know, what is this hype all about? Well, you're in the right place at the right time. I have spent many, many years, over 17 years now, helping people heal physically, emotionally, and financially. And when I was introduced to these patches right here, this patch technology, I knew that it was not just another product, but it was divine alignment. This is more than a patch. I want to say it again. This is more than a patch. This is more than a little sticker. It's a breakthrough. It's a vehicle to help us reach our goal of patching 1 million people around the globe with no drugs, no ingredients, no chemicals, just real results and real people reclaiming their lives. And I'm going to tell you, I know that it's hard to believe. What do you mean, Nina? No ingredients. What do you mean? How is it possible to have a patch do what you guys are saying it's doing, and it has no ingredients, no chemicals, no side effects, safe for a baby or a senior, safe for expecting and nursing moms? No way. How many of you, I know you're saying, I've never, ever, ever seen it happen before. I was skeptical too. But the one thing I can't deny are the results. And let me tell you something, duplication isn't built on hype. Duplication is built on undeniable proof. You should take that one to the bank. Duplication isn't built on hype, because what happens, Chris Courtenay, with hype is hype fades. But see, duplication is built on undeniable results. See, you see, we don't make any medical claims on this call, but we've got undeniable results that my mom is not walking with a limp anymore or hunched over, and she's got energy and she can straighten her fingers out. And we've got undeniable proof that we've got children that are picking the medicines, y'all, and that they are writing and coloring and cutting paper and behaving and not hitting themselves or hurting themselves or biting other people. See, we've got undeniable proof that people are able to cross their legs where they weren't able to fold their legs Indian style. We've got undeniable proof that people are actually walking without their canes, and I'm seeing it for my own with my own two eyes. We've got undeniable proof. Proof. So wealth and momentum and movements, they aren't built on hype. They're built on undeniable proof. I want you to lean in tonight, because what you're about to hear could change everything from how you feel in your body to how you fund your future. I'm going to say that one more time. What you hear tonight could literally change how you feel in your body and how you fund your future. And if you're someone who's been praying for purpose, provision, or even a plan, this just might be your answer. Now, here's the thing. I'm telling you right now that you've seen things before, but I'm talking about something that's so revolutionary right now that it's disrupting the wellness industry. Let me talk about Super Patch. And I'm going to welcome you all. If you're a guest, so glad that you're here. Open up your ears, open up your mind, and I'm going to let you know right now, I'm not rushing through this presentation because we've got a lot of information to share with you. I am here, along with the rest of the brand ambassadors that are here, to build something generational that will transform the world, because anything else is a waste of time. That's from our CEO, JD. That's what we're going to say, because I always butcher his last name. Now, let me explain how Super Patch is even in existence. Jay's mother was diagnosed with MS. And when she was diagnosed with MS, the doctors gave her 2 years to live. Well, Jay said, not so. It won't happen on my watch. And he was a good son. He was more than a good son. He took $25 million of his own money and put it into research to study the body's response to the brain and how the brain controls the body. And so, unlike supplements, and I am a supplement girl, but let me tell you how I've always had to keep adding supplements, changing supplements, adding more, doing more, because what happens with supplements is that after a while, just like with medication, our bodies get immune to them. So they no longer feel like they're working. So in order for us to get the kind of results that I just talked to you about with undeniable proof, guess what we had to do? We had to have a product that was different than the normal, average, everyday, ordinary product. We're talking about disruptive technology. You know, when the iPhone came on the scene, y'all, it disrupted technology. You know why? Because when the BlackBerry, when all of those things, guess what we used to have? We used to have rotary phones. Then we went from rotary phones to push button phones. And then we even had a bag phone before we had these convenient little computers in our hands. Disruptive technology has always changed the world, and it always will. Why? Because we're here to show you that we're solving the biggest problem. And when you can solve the biggest problems that the world is facing today, guess what happens, Chris? We create big opportunities. And opportunities of a lifetime, they don't always come around. And when they do, you've got to seize the opportunity in the season of its lifetime. Y'all, I almost missed this because, Chris, I was closed. I was closed and I was skeptical. Had it not been for the Holy Ghost using my husband to say, you might want to take a look at that video again, we would not be on this call right now. Because I was closed. Y'all hear me? I was closed and I was skeptical while I was watching my business fall apart around me. I was closed and I was skeptical. Well, really big global wellness problems. Here's just a few of them. High stress. But I want you to, take note of the biggest circle on the page. The biggest circle, let's point it out. Poor sleep. 6 billion people are experiencing poor sleep, insomnia, or they're waking up through the night. If you wear your Apple Watch at night, or if you wear a tracker or a device, it'll let you know whether you're actually sleeping through the night or not. Well, what if you just could earn a percentage of income off of the 6 billion people who have a poor sleep issue? Not to mention all of those other things that you see there on the page. All right. Well, those big problems, these are the current wellness solutions to all of those big problems. Drugs, lifestyle change, supplements, caffeine, therapy, diet change, over-the-counter products, surgery, exercise, you name it. You literally got to starve yourself to death sometimes, right? And how many people are like me, sick of having to carry a bunch of stuff, especially on vacation, where you got to grab your shakes and grab your potions and grab your lotions and grab all of those things. I don't know about you all, but I'm sick of it. Let's really face it, y'all. The industry of marketing, network marketing, e-commerce sales, social selling right now is a race to the bottom. Why is that, Nina? Why is that? Well, I'm glad you asked me. Well, I'm going to sell a coffee. You'll sell a coffee. I'm going to sell a protein shake. You're going to sell a protein shake. I'm going to sell a collagen. You're going to sell a collagen. I'm going to sell a tea. You're going to sell a tea. Well, guess what? Nobody has our patches. See, because although there are other patches on the market, there's not one patch on the market that has no ingredients. So, what are some of the challenges and the risks that come with today's answers to the current solutions or the wellness problems that the world is facing? Well, here's some of the risks. Commitment, high costs, contraindications, side effects. They're hard to use, overdosage, or you're having to use them a lot to make them work. What really should also be one of the side effects that should be listed from the current wellness solutions is allergies. You see, because I've got a lot of clients who have been allergic to some of the ingredients in many of my supplements, so they weren't able to take them. But I want you to see the current solutions. These are the solutions. But here's what people really want. And how do we know, Marguerite, that this is what people really want? Because our CEO actually did a survey, and he asked real people, if you could have it the way you want it, what would it be? Well, number one, they want it tested. They wanted the products to be non-invasive, 100% drug-free, with no contraindications, meaning they won't contra or interact or wrongly interact with my medicines. No diet change. They wanted something that was affordable. They wanted something side effect free. They wanted something safe for children and adults. They wanted something easy to use. How many of you that are listening to me right now want something with no lifestyle change? Just let me see. Let me see some flames if you want something with no lifestyle change. And if everybody don't put a flame on here, I know we telling the tale. Because we want a change. We don't want to have to change to get a change. Would you agree with me that in order for us to have all of those things on the last slide, it would take a new approach, yes or yes? It would take a breakthrough idea, yes or yes? William, we certainly can't get those what we want with the old way of doing things. Would you agree, sir? Yes or yes? Right, Lori? There's no way that we're going to get the results that we want doing things the way we once did them. We needed a breakthrough because any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable. And I know, I'm telling you, when I talk to people about what we're seeing with these patches, it's literally like magic. All right, so we're going to introduce you to Super Patch. That's literally FDA registered. Also, this is trademarked. These patches are trademarked. So people can't just go and try to copy these patches. All right, 100% drug-free, and everybody's results are different. There are some people, and most people will feel immediate results, meaning within a few minutes, 15, 20, 30 minutes, right? There are some people that will feel them in the same day. There are some people that will need a little more time. And I promise you that we're going to ask Dr. Bramwell to come onto the line to explain why there are some people that may need a little more time. But what I'm going to do is, because I would 100% butcher this if I try to tell you what is Super Patch, because there are words like tactile stuff, right? And I'm going to jack that up. But I'm going to show you that you don't have to be the expert, that you could play a 5-minute video that will explain the VTT technology. It will explain how and why the patches work, and you don't have to do the heavy lifting. Are you all ready? I want you to pay attention to this 5-minute video, and then we're going to come right back, and you're going to see a very alive stability demonstration done for you.
On average, it covers about 21 square feet. Bigger than a typical door frame. It comprises 15% of your body weight and contains 11 miles of blood vessels. I'm talking about the biggest organ in the human body, your skin. And now, the Super Patch Company is unlocking the superpowers of human skin. Your skin protects you from invaders like germs, helps you regulate your body temperature, and allows you to feel tactile sensations like hot, cold, rough, and soft. In fact, The Nobel Prize was awarded to a couple of doctors who unlocked the secret of our body's sense of touch and temperature. Imagine you have a tiny team of workers inside your body. When your skin experiences something hot or cold, or something touches your skin, these workers send messages to your brain telling you what's happening. They're called ion channels, and these sensors are the key to a new cutting-edge technology utilized by the Super Patch Company. This elegant and effective technology has gone through clinical studies, and the amazing results have been published in peer-reviewed science journals. And their benefits are game-changing. For example, let's talk about pain. The Freedom Super Patch focuses on pain management. Users of the patch reported a 72% reduction in pain within minutes, and the relief lasts for 24 hours. Here's how this amazing technology works. It's well known that our minds regulate our physiology. The autonomic nervous system and other neural networks, much like computer programs in our mind, control every aspect of our physical lives, from our heart and breathing rates to sleep and pain. But these networks can become dysfunctional or damaged due to factors like illness, stress, injury, or the environment. And when your neural networks stop working optimally, it can affect every aspect of your health. So to utilize these neural pathways, those ion channels, the Super Patch Company has been developing skin stimulation technology for more than 12 years. It's called Haptic Vibrotactile Trigger Technology, or VTT. Each Super Patch contains very fine ridges that stimulate receptors in your skin. Think of them as braille for the brain. And the unique patterns of these ridges help reboot a specific neural program. When these ridges touch the skin, the stimulation starts instantly correcting those neural programs, essentially rewiring your brain. We're talking about life-changing benefits. For example, more than 50 million Americans have sleep disorders. And according to the National Institute of Health, insufficient sleep is estimated to have a negative annual impact on the U.S. economy of more than $400 billion. Studies have shown that people who wear the REM Super Patch for 2 weeks fall asleep 48% faster and get almost 25% more sleep at night. Every year, more than 36 million falls are reported among older Americans, and studies show that balance is the most reliable biomarker for longevity. In other words, if you have good balance and stability, the more likely you are to live longer. Studies on the Liberty Super Patch reveal that it can improve balance and stability by more than 30%. This is all done without drugs, electronic stimulation, or therapies. Most importantly, the patches are safe and easy to use. 100% drug and chemical free. No ingredients or supplements, and there are no contraindications or side effects. It's great to be active. It's even better to be proactive. The Super Patch, backed by research, proven by science.
I get excited every time I see that video over and over and over again. I want you to know this isn't just a product, it's a disruption. It's literally a disruption to the wellness industry. And I've been a wellness queen for a long time, and I've never seen anything like what we're seeing. And you know, when I'm telling you that wellness has evolved, when we think about the fact that this was launched January of 2023, I want you to also hear what I'm saying when I say that the timing is right. So I want you to think about companies like Mary Kay, Amway, Avon, Herbalife. They were as big as they were when they hit because they were the first to do something. So I know I left you on a cliff hanging when I told you that Jay did the research and development, used 25 million of his own money because his mother was diagnosed with MS. Well, I want you to know that she's still here today, alive and thriving. All right. And, we're going to talk a little bit more about each patch once we finish looking at this live demonstration. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead up to, I believe she's back in Michigan now, right? She was in DC through the weekend, patching everybody that she put her eyes on. But I get to go up to Michigan and bring onto the line with me Chris and Sharina Wilson. I am so excited about what's taking place for you all. I got a chance to be on FaceTime with you over the weekend. I want to say thank you for, first of all, she just won a big competition the team had, y'all. And then for your willingness to want to be on here to go ahead and do the stability test. Can you just tell us before you get started a little bit about who you and your husband are, right? And then I want to ask you a few questions and you'll go ahead and do the stability test.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Sharina Wilson. This is my husband, Chris Wilson. We are so excited to be a part of this company. It is definitely life-changing. My husband played in the NFL and played pro ball for 10 plus years. So, injuries and things. It's funny because you said or talked about your husband trying to, get you on, and Chris is like, I'm not doing nothing. I'm not. So one day he came home with like a groin issue, and I was like, I got something for you. Don't just wait a minute. I got something. I put that patch on his hip, and he was like, "Are you serious? Like my hip, like I'm better." Like it would happen within like 20 minutes. He was like, "This is crazy," and ever since then we have been like straight believers pushing. I'm patching. Anybody say like they got something, I say I got something for you. Wait a minute, 1 second.
Well, I'm gonna give you the floor to go ahead and do this
Okay.
stability test. You have been doing them all over the world. The floor is yours, and I'll probably be back to ask you guys a couple of questions. Thank you. What's up, Chris?
Hey, how you doing?
All right. So this is our stability test. I'm gonna have him put your hands. So Chris is super strong. So I just need y'all to understand he's strong. He's worked out his whole life. And I am going to move him. As you can see, I'm able to move my husband. Right? And he's literally trying to resist me, like really hard. He's really trying to resist me. So I'm going to put our Liberty patch. I'm going to put that on him. Get y'all. I'm going to stick it right here on his arm. That on there like that. Okay, we'll do it again. Y'all see this? And I'm like using my good muscles. I'm using my good muscles to try to move him. And I cannot. I can't move him. His stability is crazy.
That's always so crazy to me. That
it's crazy.
But what's even crazier, y'all, is that when we do that test, I don't know if y'all saw, I did the stability test on a gentleman this weekend who was like 6'6". Michael was about 6'6". I had on nothing. I had no heels, no nothing. I was straight to the ground. And he was like, ain't no way this is working. You're not pulling as hard. I said, I'm on the ground. Like I was hanging. My entire body weight was hanging from him. I said, I don't really know how much more proof I could give you if my entire body is hanging. I was on the floor trying to bring him down, trying to move him. And it's almost unbelievable that it's working immediately like that. Chris, come on. You done seen a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
Talk to me about how you feel about these patches.
It's crazy. Playing professional ball, you see a lot of different ways to get right, so to speak. You got medicines, you got shots, you got um, chiro and massages and dry needling. There's so many different ways that people go about feeling better. But who would ever thought that VTT technology would just trigger your brain to do what your body needs it to do. So, like Sharina said, I had my groin was strained, and I didn't even do the stability test when they first started doing it. I was like, man, I'm good on y'all, man. They was like, why? They thought I was being a jerk or whatever. But yeah, she patched me with the pain one, and it was like instant. It had to be at least 50% better than what it was. And like, I'll get up slow and just to make sure I wasn't gonna hurt it. And I was like, this is crazy. Now, ever since then, I was like, all right, let me know what these super patches are. So it was worthy of my inner circle. Not that I'm so special, but I just I like a special group of people that I hold near and dear to me, to say, okay, I'm gonna bother y'all for this. I don't even want to call it a business endeavor, but just check it out. And the videos, you guys seen the videos when Sharina herself doing the presentations. I'm like, who is this woman?
Me too.
I was like, is the patch called Courage? Is it a courage patch?
Right. But you said something very important just now, because I was going to tap on it, but you said it first. You felt that this was worthy, and I'm a paraphrase, but I know what you're trying to say. You felt that this was worthy of introducing it to your network. So there's no embarrassment about it, because now I was on the FaceTime with y'all this weekend, with Daryl Green, who is a Hall of Famer, NFL super, like, when he started talking about, like, and my bestie is Tony Dorsett, and like, he's naming the names, and I'm thinking, like, okay, so I want you to kind of, how is the NFL world, because literally those are the people that you've been targeting. How is the NFL world responding to these patches?
So some of my buddies were athletic trainers. And I don't, did you send her that one?
I didn't send that. Yeah, that.
So you saw the presentation, but what you didn't see was I was able to record them. Like, they put the stability patches on. They kind of started roughhousing. They like, no, you can't move me. You can't move. And both of they were like locked in. When you think about all the movements and subtleties of the game, like, I could only imagine, playing with this. I almost feel like a little. I'm not gonna say the word cheat, but it's an advantage. Right. I'm not falling down. It's crazy. And Daryl, he said, so these are his words exactly. So I put this patch on, and I'm the bionic man.
Yeah.
So everybody was blown away by the stability test. That's a good test that people can instantly see, instantly feel. She went to beauty salons and talking to the females about peace and about joy. Everything has such a testimonial to go along with it. I don't know if you want to segue this call and talk about the flow, but I'm super excited for that, to get that. Not just for people that have issues. I don't think I'm so bad. Of course, this is me, but at the same time, why not get better? Why not train my brain to be as healthy as it can be now, for even longevity down the future, for even better performance at, whatever it is I'm putting my hand to the plow to do.
Facts. That's perfect, because so often we are people of color. It's just the way that it is. And this is not a racial thing, but we tend to be more reactive, and not proactive. So I like the fact that you're saying, I want to be proactive and not reactive. And I mean, we've seen what the sport of football does to the body as well. And so I'm very excited for what I see happening for the both of you all. And I believe that there's some kind of courage or something that's in these patches, because Sharina has become a whole nother person. I don't know this person. I'm glad I know this person. And I'm excited about what's going to take place for you, because I was on the FaceTime. There was no resistance to the conversation. He did not resist. He saw it, and he actually started talking about all the people he wanted to put the patch on. And then said, we can come to the Hall of Fame events and go patch the people there. And so, I mean, this is the beginning of something that's getting ready to be really, really big. And that's why we don't rush through these calls, because we want people to hear how major this is. This is not a light conversation. It's very major. So thank you both. And congratulations again,
Thank
Sharina,
you.
on winning the contest.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. So listen, we can't make this up. And I told you guys that once you see it, you can't unsee it. Right? Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Hold on. I'm trying to all right. I thought I saw, let me see if I still see her on screen. Rosalind, are you here? I want to bring you up real quick before we grab Dr. Bramwell. Rosalind, are you there? I saw you. Now I don't see you, but I know you also have a great testimony. If not, Dr. Bramwell, I'll come on over to you. But I thought I saw Rosalind there. Let's see. Do we have Dr. Bramwell? We do. 1 second, Dr. Bramwell, I'll make you a co-host. I can't get Chris and Sharina off the screen for some reason. 1 second. Okay, Dr. Bramwell, can you hear? You should be able to unmute.
Yes. You couldn't get them off because that testimonial was just so amazing, so amazing.
Dr. Bramwell, I knew that testimony was going to have you.
This is crazy.
Like,
well, we were talking about the athletes the other day, and I think I like what Chris said. He wants to do some preventative. So it's not just the body that's been affected, all the hits to the head and that flow patch. He said he didn't want to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it because, yes, you need to get ahead of the game, because there are things that happen that you don't know that they happen yet until you get older. And so being able to do that flow patch to help with cognition and memory and, that's going to be so powerful. Mine are due any day now. I'm so excited, but this is exciting for people. What all these patches are doing, they are creating new circuitry. So you've been doing old circuitry that's kept you out of balance, literally off balance, right? And all the things that improve with balance, like Chris was talking about. So they roughhousing because now they are like standing strong, and now they can move. And that's how come you're going to get decreased injuries. Someone actually asked me, I had a clinician, a nurse practitioner come on to the last call, and then she was asking me some questions afterward. And I was like, no, the injuries are going to go down because they are more stable. The reason why the injuries happen is because you are unstable in that pivot, in that turn with a planted foot, and the other foot is moving, and now you're off balance because you're in motion. Guess what? Now you're going to be in motion, and you're going to be more sturdy, more stable, and more agile. So the Liberty patch adds to the agility of the Victory patch, which is going to increase performance. And no, it's not a cheat. No, it's not a cheat. I know the industry has taught you, Chris, that this is cheating, but this is completely just, it's what would probably take a lifetime to do with your brain, to retrain your brain to do something, is doing it automatically. Now, there's automatic, and then there's going to happen. So depending on what's going on inside that brain, it can take longer for you to see more improvement. But know that every day that you put the patch on, you're not moving backward when you take it off and change it. You are moving forward. Now that correction has been done. Now you got to do another correction. It's kind of like working through a math problem. You did this step, so now you're there. So sometimes it can take a little bit longer. And Super Patch does recommend that for maximum, seeing some significant changes, to give it 14 days. You give other stuff longer. So, give the patches the 2 weeks, really? And you're improving during that time. It's not that nothing's happening. It's happening. You may not be able to see it. Other people probably will see the improvement in you before you actually see it. They see you walking your dog more stable. You're not bent over. The guy that I did a couple months ago, I could not believe it. I can't even believe, but there's no way I could have known. When I put the patch on him, he was hunched over. When I put it on him, he literally straightened up and drew his leg in closer to stabilize himself. It was a physical manifestation of putting the patch on it. It wasn't on for 20 seconds, 10 seconds. I mean, it's just amazing. So do not go to sleep on this. This is, I mean, what do you have to lose to try it? It has nothing in it to create a reaction. You can only get better. You can only get better. So, and hey, I mean, what else can you say? The science is there. This is science.
This is
This
right.
is
It's
this is science to its highest
technology to the highest degree, right? But
Yeah.
Dr. Bramwell, what I'm noticing is that two things I'm noticing. You might think it's not working, and then you stop using that patch and you realize, oh, it was working because I have been wearing the Defend patch. I don't know why my brain yesterday told me not to put the Defend patch on. I had them sitting on the counter, and I went to get showered after doing all the cooking, and I put some patches on, but I looked at the Defend patch and I was like, I'll be all right without it. And I woke up this morning and was doing that scratchy thing in my throat.
Yeah,
It was itching
allergies.
really bad. And I was like, do I reach for the allergy medicine or do I reach for the Defend patch? So what I did was I grabbed the Defend patch because I said, ain't no way. Like, I have been wearing this patch, and then all of a sudden I didn't wear it. And I'm sorry, my granddaughter keeps calling me. I want to make sure, I just want to text her and make sure she's okay. So you could say it's not working. Try not wearing it and see what happens.
Right. You did your own experiment. You did your own experiment unexpectedly.
Right? But then I also noticed that people who were hunched over, like my mom, was hunched over when she got here. She began to walk straight. But what she realized once she got home is that she was starting to get a little bit of pain in her knees, y'all, because she's having to relearn how to walk straight because she's been walking hunched over. Your body overcompensates in a different way when you're not walking straight up and down. So if you have someone who says, hey, I'm now feeling pains somewhere else,
it's part of the normal process, absolutely, of the improvement. Yeah, because the center of gravity has moved. So you have compensated and you shifted things. Like I talked about that gentleman, his legs were wider apart,
right?
And he was doing this waddle kind of walk. And when he straightened up, then he had to do this fast shuffle walk. And his wife was like, oh, wait a minute. And that's because the center where you're getting your weight, and then now your weight is in a different place. So you may feel pain. And now you're starting to use muscles that you weren't using in that way either because you straightened up. Now you're engaging your core. And guess what? That's going to slim you right there, engaging that core, straightening up, and your posture better. And as a matter of fact, it makes you look slimmer even before you are slimmer because your posture is better. All right? No more slumped over shoulders.
I look slimmer, and my mom called me today crying, like in tears. I thought something was wrong because she got on the phone and she was like screaming and crying, and she was crying because she said the inflammation that I had in my knee, she said, is gone and I'm in no pain, like no pain. And she was screaming. So y'all, I know you feel like this. No, this is not overkill. We literally have to have this conversation like this because it's so unbelievable. But it's like because it's nothing short of just a miracle, right? Thank you, Dr. Bramwell, for always giving us your expertise. Rosin, I saw that you're back, so let's try to grab you on here real quick because I see that you've had an awesome testimony as well. Where are you at? Hold on, Rosin.
I'm right here.
Okay, keep talking.
I'll keep talking.
Yep, keep talking.
Hello, Nina.
Rosin, please give everybody your testimony.
I ran today. Hey, God, yes, ma'am. Do you remember when we went to, I don't know if it was when we first went to Cancun or, no, we went to Dominican Republic. One of my goals was like, I'm going to run.
Run, you said it.
I didn't know how I was going to run, but I ran. I can dance. Like the reason I'm so off and I can't dance is because this right leg will not move. It's not flexible. So it gets super tired. I can dance now, so I'll be dancing and doing all the moves. But today, my granddog is up here and I took her out the front. I normally take her out where it's downstairs where it's flat. So I took her out through the front. She's a big doodle, a golden doodle, and she runs fast. She jets out the door. I don't drag behind her. I'm do 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 do
Running behind.
right down them steps with running with her. Running with her. I haven't ran in over 17 years. Wesley was a baby when I had this accident with my leg. I haven't been able to do a 90-degree bend. I'm now able to do a 90-degree bend. I can run up my flight of stairs and run back down with no problem. I can stand. I tested it like whoever it was. I know I heard Dr. Bramwell talking about this. You have to, test it for yourself. So I knew I would probably be in trouble the next day. And boy, was I in trouble and in a lot of pain. I wasn't able to go up the stairs. It was just such an inconvenience not to be well,
Mm.
not to be well. But my first time putting that patch on, um, I went up the steps. It was good. I was able to get up there better and come down more balanced. But that second day,
Yup.
and Stanisha said, just keep wearing
Keep
it. And
wearing it.
she said, keep wearing it. I said, okay. I wore it all night long. That next day I was so excited. I said, Travis, I was like a kid, like, come on, let's go buy the new ice cream or whatever the flavor is. I ran up those stairs and came back down. And I've never been able to we've lived in this house for 9 years, and I've never been able to walk up the stairs with the toot toot toot. I normally go toot 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 toot. And if you know me well, even when I get on the stage for anything, you'll see me do the two-step down.
Yep.
And even I've sang on the choir at church for a long time, and me getting down off the stage doing that was always a hassle. And somebody always had to help me get down. I don't need no help no more. I'm telling you, these patches. I was like Nina. I'm always down with Stanisha. Whatever you want to do, I'm down with you. Period. But it's always a consumable product. We got to figure out. Okay, we don't want another product. Number one, that everybody's going to have to say, can I take it with my medication? You absolutely can. Well, I'm a heart patient, such and such. I am too. I actually had emergency open heart surgery. I'm on two medications. I have been diagnosed with actual heart disease. So you can. And I want to add this. So if you guys are anybody out there whose medication has a diuretic in it, if you're not on that Ignite, you ought to be. That Ignite runs fluid out of my body better than my medication.
Mm.
I'm like, what is going on? I lost
I've been going to the
17
bathroom.
pounds.
I was wondering why am I going to the bed? Like literally recently I've been like urinating more and I have
It's
not
pulling it
detoxed.
out of you. And you know what? It's not, you don't have to worry about, oh, I drank too much and I did this, that, and the other, or whatever it was, all these diuretic pills. The diuretic pills have something in them as well. Just because it's safe, it doesn't mean it's safe. I mean, I don't want to be on that for the rest of my life. I want to do something to correct the problem. I didn't say heal, but correct the problem. And I've been saying I wanted to lose because my legs are big, but I can't work out and get my legs to go down. Y'all, it's working. If you haven't gotten patched, get patched. And if you're not patching anybody, get the patching. This is the kind of product that people, let me see how it work on me. Can you do me real quick? It only takes one time for you to put that patch on them. Just one time. And you know what? They can be in the best shape. My Travis did my husband, did my brother. My brother is in great shape. And it was like, whoa, hold on a second.
Yep.
It don't matter.
Don't matter. Thank you so much.
So sorry.
Y'all give it up for Roz, down 17 pounds and walking up them steps. Thank you so much. Running up them steps. All right, y'all, listen. We almost done. We almost done. I got to share just a couple more things with you, but what I love about the video is that it really literally talks about the rest of this presentation. All of this was covered in the video. All I want to do now is talk about what each I want to stop right here because Dr. Bramwell got very excited with this screen right here, this slide. The reality of it is that doctors are normally not okay with anything that has nothing to do with big pharma, right? But the fact that our entire advisory board are all doctors, when someone says to me, well, let me get back to you, I'm going to go check with my doctor. I've said, well, we've already done that for you. All right. With multiple doctors. And I mean, I love the videos, especially from Dr. Anna Toker, who talks a lot of, she's, very, very vocal about what these super patches are doing for people without making the medical claim. We can give you testimony after testimony after testimony, but this sealed the deal for Dr. Bramwell, Dr. Dunn, for myself, and all of the many other medical professionals that are on our team, as well as our NFL and NBA players. And so let me tell you a little bit about what each super patch does. I told you that it was not just a product, it's a disruption. And our mission is 1 million people patch. The Freedom Patch, and y'all should write this down if you're a guest, Freedom is for pain. All right. Freedom is for pain, inflammation, pain. Okay. Whether it's headache, whether it's a ache in your leg, whether it's arthritis pain, Freedom is for pain. Then we've got Victory. Victory, you all, listen. We sleeping on Victory. I put this Victory patch on the other day while walking on the trail. I don't normally wear the Victory patch, but I put it on while walking on the trail that day, and Dr. Bramwell, I burned 1,600 calories that day. I honestly, y'all, I don't think I've ever burnt 1,600 calories in a day. I don't work out like Paul. I do a different kind of workout, but I work out. But 1,600 calories. But what I'm also hearing is because Victory helps with, while you're at the gym, recovery from the gym, exercise, stamina, performance enhancement, guess what Victory also does? It helps with circulation. So people that are experiencing like headaches, they put the Victory patch on because Victory helps with circulation and inflammation that may come from exercise. All right, you guys, we're learning so much about these patches. I'm gonna be an expert, a whole expert. Give me another couple days, right? Liberty is our foundational patch. I call this the trifecta. This is my greatness pack right here. Liberty, Victory, and Freedom are the greatness pack. Liberty is stability and balance. And you just heard Dr. Bramwell saying, if you don't believe Dr. Bramwell, go Google it for yourself, that if you improve, or when you improve your balance and stability, that you increase the years of your life. Okay, I'm going to say that one more time. When you improve your balance and stability, you increase the length of your life by adding years to your life. So I know people say add more life to your years. Well, add more years to your life and add more life to your years with this Liberty patch, right? And I mean, for real, let me throw this one in. Shade, no shade. Who can beat the kind of names you see on these products like Victory and Liberty and Freedom and Peace? All right, Ignite is one of my favorite patches. I've got that on too on this arm over here. Ignite will burn up to 500 calories, and you don't even have to have a lifestyle change for it. Meaning you don't have to go to the gym for the Ignite to burn the calories. You could be asleep and the Ignite will burn those calories. So a lot of people are putting the Ignite patch on at bedtime. Joy, if you're sad and you're having some, especially if you're perimenopausal, menopausal, right? Premenopausal, postmenopausal, andropause, which is the menopause, guess what? You might need joy. If you're finding that life, maybe you're going through grief, joy is a great patch for you. It will make you happy, right? Peace is for anxiety and stress. And Peace works really great with joy. Make sure that you also ask the person that invited you to this vision call to give you the cheat sheet or the combo sheet. We like to call it the cocktail sheet, which will show you which patches pair the best together. All right, together. Because you may not experience total relief from your pain with just the Freedom. You should add Liberty with it. Liberty and Freedom work very well together. All right. Lumi is our beauty patch or our skin patch. Literally, we're watching people, especially the young ladies who are having that acne breakout, tweens and then young teens and 20s. With all of those breakouts, if you have any kind of breakouts on your skin, Lumi is for you. It's going to heal you from the inside out. Defend. I don't even have to talk about that. It's an immunity booster. I just told y'all I woke up with the scratchies because I missed a day with this Defend patch. Silly me, it won't happen again. This will boost your immune system. The kids are asking for their patches. We've got lots of mamas on here, and they're patching their children. And before the kids leave for school, they're asking for their Defend patch, especially those that have allergies. I just witnessed yesterday Taylor ask her mom, Tedra. Tedra Gordon was here yesterday, and Taylor was here, and she was like, "Mom, I'm gonna need you to leave me some of them Defend patches out before you go to bed." And she said, "Well, just put some in your room," right? Because she said that she was on medicine. She said sometimes had to take shots, but she was also taking her allergy medicines 3 times a day. She's no longer taking allergy meds at all. Rocket is for sexual enhancement. Rocket is one of those patches that someone has to use for a few days before they're going to see significant difference. So if you are under the age of 30, 1 to 3 days of using the Rocket patch. Sexual enhancement for men and women. Women, if you're going through menopause and you're really struggling, add the Rocket patch. All right. Rocket also, if you're over 30 to 50, you want to use it for up to 2 weeks before you may see or feel any significant difference. If you're over 50, you need to wear that patch for 3 weeks before you may see or feel significant difference. Kick It is for habits. All right. So whatever habit you might have, sugar, nicotine, fried foods, caffeine. Roz and I have not had a cup of coffee now going into my 3rd week. Y'all, that is so major for me, right? That is so major for me. I am not even craving coffee, and I am a coffee holic. I am addicted to coffee, not necessarily the caffeine. I just like that warm, fuzzy feeling that it gives me when I'm drinking coffee. And I have not had a cup of coffee in 3 weeks now. All right. Then we've got our REM patch, which is the sleep patch. And I'm going to tell you all, we see all the results coming in from people that are using the REM patch, that they're wearing their Apple Watch to show how much better they're sleeping at night. We've got our Boost patch, which I wear every single day. That's the one on this arm right here. Boost is for energy, but it's not that rush or crash of energy. It's sustained, clean energy all day long. And then last but not least, this patch put me to tears the other day. When I spoke with Jonathan, which he's a national SVP here in this company, and he mentioned Flow because I didn't understand what it was. I thought this was like the Focus patch. Well, he said, no, Nina, and I'm going to tell you guys what he said. All right, y'all lean in. This patch was released earlier on in the company, and because it worked so well, they pulled it off the market. Now, I know you're probably saying, well, Nina, why would you pull a product off the shelves that was working so well? Because people were actually, even though they had the testimonies, Dr. Bramwell, they were making medical claims. Because this is for memory and cognitive function and balance. The nicknames of what that means is, the nicknames are Alzheimer's and dementia. And because people were literally being cured of those nicknames, and they were out saying it publicly to preserve the company, it was pulled from the shelves. We're now teaching people how to talk about this more properly, and this improves memory and cognitive function. This is the patch that I think got Dr. Bramwell look crazy over there because she was in love with all the rest. But this one, you can literally take over the world with this patch. This is not just for people that are in their seniors. This is if it ran in your family, if those nicknames ran in your family, you need this patch. Memory loss begins for women at the age of 40. You need this patch. Don't think that you need to wait until you're older or senior to need this patch. I am telling you right now, this is a game changer. So it was re-released. Once this coloring of package is sold out, they're sold in bundles of 8. So most of us team leaders, we got everybody to put their monies together and we purchased multiple bundles. Okay. What I want you to understand is this is going to kind of be removed. Once it sells out, we won't see this back for another probably 2 months while it's being rebranded. All right, you all? So get it while it's there. They're sold in bundles of 8. All right, so I know that for you all, you're like, okay, wait a minute. We had to give you this information. You needed to hear those testimonies. This is not your average product. This is a disruption. How big is the market? Well, I want you all to just look at those circles on the screen. I told you that if you just even wanted to focus on helping one sector of people, that you could literally change your entire life. This isn't a hobby. This is not a hustle. It is a mission. It is not a hobby. It's not a hustle. It is a mission with a $500 billion opportunity. We're not looking for sellers. We're raising up solution carriers because this has no ingredients, no side effects, safe for kids and elders, expecting moms. You wear it, you feel it, you share it. I'm going to say that again. It's as simple as that. You wear it, you feel it, you share it. That's it. Because the results here speak louder than words and stories travel fast. So that is how we scale. Because when a product works fast, it spreads like wildfire. I'm going to say it again, that duplication isn't built on hype. It's built on undeniable proof. We prove to you that Chris's stability and balance and strength improved instantly. We proved it to you. It's undeniable. So maybe you've been looking for a sign and you're wondering, and we don't have any competition because that's for losers and we're not losers. And so we don't have any competition. All right. That's what I'm going to say about that. You've been looking for a sign. I know you are. That's why almost 120 of us were on here tonight. Because you're looking for something. You're looking for the thing that's not the Me Too product. You're looking for the thing that's going to catch wildfire. You're looking for the thing that you can actually help real people with. You're looking for the thing, and we found it. We finally found it. And I'm just so grateful because I was 100% closed, and I told Stanisha no, and she started without me. You can ask her. I said, no, I'm good. I'm not doing that. I sent the video to my husband. He said, wait a minute. We might need to look at this. I sent it to Dr. Bramwell. She said, where do we get this from? I then flew to Canada, met with the owner, did the test on me. I was like, yeah, okay, I've seen this before, blah, 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 right? I wasn't sold. But what sold me was giving those patches to Ashley Valdez and watching her autistic son, level 3 autism, nonverbal with ADHD, watching him come off his medication, watching him stop when he stopped hurting himself, watching him sleep through the night, Rosalind, when she FaceTimed me the next morning and her baby was still asleep, who hadn't been sleeping. They wanted to put him on adult seizure medication. I was there. I walked through the whole process with her. Nothing was working. Nothing. We tried everything that we had in our arsenal. Rosalind, nothing was working. When she FaceTimed me and saying, oh, I have to wake him up because he has a neurology appointment, or I would let him sleep. She said, Nina, what is your link? Because I don't ever want to run out of these patches. I said, I don't have one because I'm not in. And she said, well, get in. Because my son has not slept. He kept the whole house up. See, it was undeniable. When my mama came in, I didn't know she was limping like that. I didn't know she was hunched over like that. But I watched her take a 2-step like Rosalind, up my steps. And then it was so bad, Dr. Bramwell, we were getting ready to transition her downstairs to the guest room downstairs. But I figured upstairs would be a little more quiet for her without all of the in and out of the other kids being here. And I felt bad that we had put her upstairs. But the next day, she came bippity bopping down the steps. The next day, she said, I can feel my fingers. I didn't even know she was in pain. No one can tell me, because once I see it, I've seen it, I can't unsee it. So maybe you were skeptical like everybody that's on this Zoom right now. Every one of us were skeptical. I am telling you that you just watched Sharina do the stability test on her husband live. Maybe we can't get to your living room. Maybe we can't get to you because we're all in different states. But what you need to do right now is you need to run back to the person that invited you to look at this information tonight and say, give me your link. Now, listen, you could be a customer. We love our customers. You're going to get 25% off of your first order, up to 5 patches. You can even earn shopping credits when you refer other customers from your customer link. So you don't have to do the business if you don't want to do the business. But for those of you that are saying, now, wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute. I'm looking for a thing. I'm looking for something. What I'm telling you now is that wellness just evolved. Super Patch isn't just another supplement. It's technology that speaks to the nervous system in real time. It's technology, y'all. It speaks a language to your brain, from your brain rather, that only your body understands. That is why this is almost like does this even make sense? No. You've been looking. Maybe you're here because you're here for healing. Maybe you're here for income or for impact. There's room for you, but timing matters. And we don't often talk about timing, but timing matters. Timing. Everybody put the word timing in the chat. Timing matters. We are just at the beginning. I told you the company just launched January of 2023. I didn't even realize we were as early to the party as we are. So we're moving. The question is, are you ready to be patched and paid? Are you ready to step into your greatness? That's the question, and only you can answer that. So grab your starter pack tonight if you're looking at the business side and position yourself in the movement. Don't wait for perfect. Come on and partner with purpose. My name is Nina Moore, and I approve this message. I want to thank all of our speakers who gave us testimony tonight. Again, we want to thank you, Dr. Nicole Bramwell, and we want to welcome every single one of you that are partnering with us or becoming our customer. We don't want to just see you from the top. We want to see you at the top. And we want you to know that God loves you best, but we love you more. Get back to the person that invited you here. Good night, and God bless you all.